Brendan's mum. Brendan's mum is ill. Brendan's mum is ill.
And then I get a call from my mom.
Uh-oh.
Several calls. And me and my mom talked. We text every week, but then get a call. I'm driving back with Tiger from baseball practice. It's 8:30 at night. Tiger can't eat fast food. He gets it maybe once a month. He can pick any day and he'll get fast food, saying he loves P. Terry's. So we're driving to P. Terry's, and my mom keeps calling. I'm like, man, why does my mom keep calling? Finally answer. I go, what's up, mama? And she goes, I have cancer.
No fucking way.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of cancer?
Breast cancer. I'm like, fuck, dude.
That's really tough.
Heavy. And she didn't realize Tiger's in the car.
Oh my God.
And Tiger goes, Grandma? And she goes, oh, my mom's like me. She cuts a lot. She goes, oh, fuck, I'm sorry, which made me laugh. But, and then Tiger's like, what? Because he was really close to his great grandma.
Yeah.
She lived with us until she passed away from cancer.
Yeah.
So Tiger hears cancer.
Yeah.
He equals cancer to death.
Yeah.
Dude, lost it.
And so is she...
Breast cancer, there.
Okay, so first things first, prayers go out to Brendan Schaub'S mum. Hopefully she has a speedy recovery, good treatment for the breast cancer. No one likes to hear that. So prayers go out to her. It must be a horrible situation to go through. But just to kind of piggyback off what he just said there at the end, he mentioned, right, that his son, Tiger, was very close to his great-grandmother. Isn't the great-grandmother the one that died and Brendan said the Grim Reaper came a-knocking? That makes it even worse. I didn't think he knew that great-grandmother. I thought it was a great-grandmother that the family didn't meet, that he didn't meet too often. It was like a great-grandmother that was still in Mexico, that maybe Joanna went back to visit sometime. But I didn't know she lived in their house. And she was basically, super close to his kids. So that grandmother that died is the one that he referred to as Grim Reaper came a-knocking. What can you do? And he was like shrugging his shoulders, acting like it was no big deal. But this woman, this great-grandmother, played an integral part in his son's life, so much so that the kid probably thinks very fondly of her still now. He still probably thinks about her in very fond ways now. I find that really fucking odd. That is really fucking bizarre, man. That is really fucking bizarre. How can you say Grim Reaper come a-knocking for your great-grandmothers that was looking after your kids, who your kids got really attached to and loved a lot? It just seems a bit odd, doesn't it? It seems very, very strange. But anyway, let's continue.
Because she was in England, because she's from there, right? So she's visiting family, and this like a month or two ago, and she had like a lump, I guess. And my mom's like me. She's like, fuck it, I don't have cancer. We'll figure it out. And then her sister Nubby was like, no, because she had breast cancer. She's like,
yeah, that's the one. Big up Jordan Ray. It's game, set, match. My bad. It's game, set, match. I forgot. It's game, set, match.
no, you need to go get a mammogram. And my mom's like, I'm not doing that shit. Why would I have cancer? And then I guess it started
because it's cancer.
It started getting worse. And then she went in, cancer.
And the thing about being older, how old is she now?
71.
Yeah, apparently when you're older, it's a slower moving thing, so they can usually kind
that's what she'll find out today. She has to have emergency surgery. They'll find out today if it's spread.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm waiting.
That's the main thing. Like if it gets
as if it's just localized and they can just cut that lump out, then mama's fine.
Pretty curable.
Yeah, I was looking up stats last night. Breast cancer might be the best one to have.
Yeah.
As long as it didn't spread to like the lymph nodes. And
you
shit.
don't want it as long as it's not metastatic.
Sorry, dude.
Like, fuck, dude.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I come home.
Shocking. It's shocking.
Maybe I'm just inherently private and just very different. I just don't know why you'd share these things all the time on your pod, A part of me, again, prayers to her, hoping she gets well soon. A part of me is like, what is this? Is this like sympathy maxing? A little bit like, well, why would you share this stuff? You don't really need to share this to the public. I know he says I'm an open book. It's like, are you though? Are you doing this? I don't know. I always find it weird when people do this sort of stuff, Stuff that's going on personally in your family and you're just sharing it. But like, is it really necessary? I don't know. Maybe I'm being too. I don't know. Whatever.
I don't. I mean, is it or is it just life, dude? You know, like as you get older, shit just keeps popping up. And then I was home. My father-in-law and mother-in-law, you know, Letty and Steve are there, and Joe's there, and you know, they're like, we're so sorry. You know, all the other shit I'm dealing with right now. There's just a million things. And Steve was like, and me and my wife was like, I don't get, how are you not just fucking freaking out? And I'm like, what? I'm like, what?
I don't freak out because I don't freak out.
I was like, it's not what I do.
Yeah.
I was like, we got to get to work. Like, what's that going to do? That
Yeah.
doesn't move the ball down the field.
I'm kind of like this, right? In real life, I'm kind of like this. But I find this response from him very odd, because we saw this guy crying with bogey running down his face, hyperventilating, being unable to talk. The famous "I can't talk" line, right? I can't talk came out when Chris D'Elia was exposed for what he was exposed for. He was sobbing, hysterical. Looked like he was gonna, you know, pass out. He was in such shock. But then his mum gets diagnosed with breast cancer, and he just shrugs his shoulders. He's not as emotional. He doesn't cry. Doesn't do that. It's not that big. Like, you know what I mean? Your mum gets a diagnosis of a very, you know, bad terminal illness, and that doesn't seem to elicit the same reaction that you had, or even something similar to when your, you know, friend in comedy got accused of, you know, maybe being a bit of a bad guy when it comes to the ladies, and maybe sometimes, you know, suggestion that he might have messed around with underage kids. That was worth crying and sobbing on the camera for. But when your mum gets diagnosed with cancer, that's not. You just keep on going on. Surely the attitude that he's talking about should be applied to his friends. Your friends get cancelled for something crazy. It shouldn't really throw you off your track and your path and your journey. You should just keep on keeping on, right? But instead, you let that affect you and shake you. But then when your parents get a terminal diagnosis, that doesn't shake you or affect you. Okay, cool.
No, that's it.
No, I told her, I said, I remember. I said, no matter what happens this year, it's all good because Billy started walking.
That's
Everything
right.
else is whatever.
That's right.
Yeah, I said,
That's a weird thing to say, isn't it? Everything else is whatever because my daughter's walking. So does that mean everything else is whatever? Like, it doesn't matter if. Anyway, I know it doesn't mean what he's saying. It's not meant to come out that way, but it sounds weird, isn't it?
you guys are taking it for, you know, it's just, she's running now. She's like running around the house now. She's a little critter running all over, yelling. She's so loud now, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But they're around it we're around it nonstop. So you're like, oh, that's what she does now. I don't forget what we went through when we found out she might not walk.
Yeah.
So every day I'm aware of it.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's
great.
good.
Everything else is great.
We're good.
Can you bring up?
I get what he's trying to say, but it doesn't really make any sense. You can still be sad. You can still be sad for your mum, and you can still be emotional and have a bit of a cry for your mum being diagnosed with breast cancer. You don't need to be like, oh, it's going to be fine because my daughter's walking. That doesn't really make any sense. Both situations can make you feel bad. You can be grateful that your mum is alive and, you know, she's going through the treatment and they've caught the breast cancer early, and maybe there's a chance it hasn't spread and they can treat it, and you've got the money and the resources to help if you want to, or obviously you got the resource help if you can. That situation arises, whatever it may be, and also your daughter's walking. You can be happy for both. You can be kind of grateful in both situations that they're not as bad as they could be. But it doesn't mean that because your daughter's walking, it means that every other bad thing that happens in your life or every kind of setback isn't a setback or doesn't count because your daughter's walking. That's a bit insane too. That's a bit of an insane thing to say. Like, do you know what I mean? What next? Oh yeah, my wife dies. It's okay. At least my daughter's walking. Like, excuse me?
Anne Frank's father,
Oh, wow.
I think 1951 or something, looking at the attic he hid in.
By the way, big up Brian, just completely killing the segment. You know, completely killing the segment. Horrible topic change, horrible analogy. Doesn't really make much sense, but classic Brian here, innit? Classic Brian podcasting here. Bring up Anne Frank. Great segue.
I saw this that I thought was interesting. So, Anne Frank's father lost his entire family. She died of typhus in a concentration camp. Revisiting the attic where they hid from the Nazis, he was the only surviving family member, 1960. He's just looking at where his family was, where they hid for, I think it was 2 years.
That was me last. That was me last night.
Yeah. And Scott Galloway said, he's a professor, and he said, I look at that that picture.
What's that sound?
Scott Galloway said, he's a professor, and
Something in the factory in the studio. Hilarious.
he said, I look at that that picture. No matter what kind of day I'm having, I don't have to go back and look at where my entire family, my children.
Yeah, that doesn't help me.
She said,
you know what I'm saying?
But it's perspective.
Could get worse.
No, it's perspective. That is exactly what you're saying. You're saying my daughter's walking, so it could be way worse.
Yeah,
That's exactly what you're saying, and that's a good example of just like a reminder that damn, she died of typhus.
powerful bunch.
Yo, big up.
Yeah. You'll be alright, man. Hey Chen. Pull up Anne Frank to lighten the mood, please.
Pull up Anne Frank's dad. Pull up Anne Frank's dad, please, to lighten the mood.
And Anne Frank said, despite everything, I still believe in the inherent good of people. And he says she shames me with her belief in
Yeah, I'd
humanity.
be pretty upset.
Yeah. But anyway,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a heavy example, but it's a real one. So.
Terrible segue from Brian, man. Fucking hell. Absolute mood killer. Big up Brian Callen. Yeah, big up Josie too. He's never really been close to his mum though. Never heard a good story about that woman. He has a good point. Maybe that's why. Maybe it'll be different if it was the other family member, right? God forbid, touch wood, it isn't. That doesn't ever happen. But maybe his reaction would be different. I don't know. I just find it funny. And like I've always said, again, not wishing anything ill on anybody. Just watch the reaction of these comedians if fucking Rogan kicks the bucket anytime soon. It's gonna be crazy, These guys are gonna be sobbing harder than they'll sob for their own parents, their own fucking relatives, their own direct family members, If Rogan kicks a bucket anytime soon, it'll be legitimately one of the saddest days across the whole comedy podcast. These niggas will be fucking sobbing, literally bogey running down their faces.